Never before the F-22 versus J-8 era. It's hard to understand how confident the Americans really were at that time, when the J-20 has not yet been launched. In the face of China's J-8, the United States only needs to send the F-22 Raptor to easily deal with it. China can only dispatch 8 J-8s to attack the F-22 from multiple directions, just to circumvent its own avionics disadvantage and lock on to the United States with the help of fire control radar. However, when it comes to using third-generation aircraft to confront the fifth-generation aircraft of the United States, the gap is like a world apart. What's more, the F-22s built in Bombay can carry 8 air-to-air missiles, and even sending 80 J-8s is far from enough. And even 80 may not be able to defeat. With such a high battle loss ratio, air battles simply cannot be conducted. At that time, U.S. fighter planes could wantonly intrude into China's airspace, but China basically had no power to fight back, and could only watch U.S. fighter planes come and go freely. Previously, U.S. Secretary of Defense Gates proudly declared that the epic-making F-22 could lead the world by a full 30 years. This kind of fighter cannot be built even by European countries. And China, which is still at the level of a third-generation aircraft, cannot build it before 2025. However, the United States far underestimated China's resolve later. China's first self-developed fifth-generation stealth fighter, the J-20, successfully made its first flight, which changed the air landscape. The birth of the J-20 while Ong has made China the second country in the world to have a fifth-generation aircraft, achieving corner overtaking and entering the ranks of top air powers in one fell swoop. Even though China had released the actual information, the United States at the time still could not believe it. They found that their intelligence department had not received any relevant information before, so they judged that the J-20 was not a real stealth fighter. Facts have once again dealt a heavy blow to the United States in 2017. The J-20 was officially included in the PLA Air Force for the first time, while also receiving a rather loud codenym is also the supremacy of the air. The J-20 while Ong is better than the F-22 Raptor, and the code name alone has crushed more than one grade. And the actual combat power is even more so developed to the latest batch. The J-20 has become one of the most powerful fifth-generation aircraft in the world, and no other fighter can compare with it, including Thunderbolt 15 over-the-horizon air-to-air missile, Turbofan 15 domestic aviation engine, high-absorbing stealth coating, gallium nitride active phased array radar, and so on. Take China's self-developed gallium nitride active phased array radar as an example, which is the most advanced radar in the world, with an output power 10 times that of the previous generation of gallium arsenide radar, and a far ahead in detection range and anti-jamming indicators in terms of firepower, maneuverability, stealth, etc. It is still the J-20 that has an absolute advantage. For example, the Thunderbolt 15 air-to-air missile it carries uses dual-pulse solid rocket engine technology and has a maximum range of 300 to 500 kilometers, while the latest AIM-120D air-to-air missile carried by the United States' fifth-generation aircraft has an actual ultimate range of more than 210 kilometers. And the paper data is only 160 kilometers from the Thunderbolt 17 and Turbofan 15 improvements to the J-20 two-seater version. The J-20 is still being improved, and its performance is getting better and better. The fifth-generation aircraft of the United States are still eating their old roots with the J-20 and even the J-35 in large quantities in service. It is finally the turn of the United States to take over the regretful words of the year. Please answer if you receive it.